She was the most beautiful woman in the small town, but when she discovered her husband had betrayed her, she personally sent him to his grave. Before burying her husband, she carefully prepared a small gift so that he could always feel her presence.
See you in a couple centuries, lover boy.
In 1752, Angelica accidentally discovered that her newlywed husband was having an affair with his mistress. The adulterous couple were passionately kissing in the house, leaving Angelica no choice but to cast a mysterious spell. The mistress was possessed by a demon and jumped off the cliff, but to Angelica's surprise, her husband followed her in suicide. The two prepared to die together at the bottom of the cliff as a loving couple. However, Angelica had already anticipated her husband's intentions. Before jumping off the cliff, she cast a spell on him, turning him into a vampire. The malicious Angelica then led the villagers to accuse her husband of being a vampire, and everyone worked together to bind him with iron chains, seal him in a coffin, and bury him deep underground, permanently sealed away. 1,000 years later, Angelica remained unchanged in appearance, still young and beautiful. What she didn't expect was that her husband had escaped from underground. The woman directly went to the castle where her husband had lived many years ago. He couldn't figure out how Angelica had found this place.
How dare you defile my manor with your noxious...
This passionate kiss felt familiar to Angelique, but the man felt deeply insulted. This seductive woman had shamelessly forced a kiss on him. The vampire decided to teach Angelique a lesson, but she merely waved her hand, and the intense sunlight burned every inch of his skin. Vampires are naturally weakened by the sun.
Welcome back to the shadows, Barnabas Collins.
But the man wasn't about to back down. He decided to revive his family's fortune and make a name for himself. This ambition was soon discovered by Angel. She knew that once the man had money, he would inevitably turn corrupt. The next day, Angel invited her vampire husband to her office, attempting to use a check to fund his ambitious plans. But the man was unyielding, outright rejecting Angel's offer. The next moment, Angel unleashed her ultimate move.
We can make little fish together.
The man felt that Angelique's touch was still so familiar, but for the sake of his family's century-long plan, he had to ruthlessly suppress his inner desires. Even if it meant dying, he couldn't give in to this wicked woman. But even a 1,000-year-old vampire couldn't resist Angelique's countless temptations. What's more, centuries had passed. She hadn't aged at all. Unexpectedly, she suddenly stripped the man of his clothes and thoughtfully lay down on the sofa. Under this overwhelming assault, the man finally succumbed to this fatal temptation.
Only one